What's the point of having men around? They don't want to do anything. Hi. Hello. Putting fuel. You know how it is. Gotta fuel up before going. Tried having my brothers do my brakes. But no. You know, you have brothers that know how to. No. Only my dad is around. Fucking hear you. God, you can hear that. I don't know why my brothers won't look at it. I'm going to a mechanic. Yeah, you can hear that, right? That's ridiculous. It's embarrassing. Hello, Yada. Wait, I can't say your whole name. It's evening, night here. Is it morning there? So embarrassed about my brakes. Gallo won't drive my car. The only one that checked it was my son. Yeah, I do, from this morning. Sure do. Amazing spider. Can you hear that? You can still hear that. How embarrassing. Can you? Yeah. Fucking stuff's gonna fall apart. Bright lights in my face. Holy shit. Thank you. Going to work. Go. Let the desperates go. You need to step on it.
worth discussing. But anyway, let's start off. I want to talk about what happened with Danny Sheehan. There's an article here, today's the Daily Star, and the headline reads, "Aliens have 2 bases on Earth," says lawyer who claims to know their locations. During a new interview, a clip of which has gone viral on social media site Reddit, Sheehan has dropped another bombshell about the location of alien bases on Earth. A lawyer known for disclosing details of UFOs and alien visits claims to know the location of 2 alien bases on Earth. Danny Sheehan has been involved in bringing UFO whistleblowers to the United States Congress in recent years. He has been helping to provide explosive evidence of alleged government cover-ups regarding real encounters with extraterrestrial beings. And during a new interview, a clip of which has gone viral, Sheehan has dropped another bombshell about the location of alien bases on Earth. He said, "There are bases here on our planet, many of which are located high in the desolate areas in the mountains where very few people ever go, and beneath the sea there's a major base in the Pacific that we're virtually certain exists off Baja, between Baja and Guadalupe Island." And actually, I'm going to play this little clip here where Sheehan was talking about this viral clip on Reddit. And of course, with all this stuff, as I always do, I will leave links in the description, so if you want to check these things out for yourself later. Anyway, here's the clip with Danny Sheehan.
Bases here on our planet, many of which are located high in the desolate areas in the mountains, where very few people ever go, and beneath the sea. There's a major base in the Pacific that we're virtually certain exists off Baja, between Baja and Guadalupe Island, potentially beneath the ocean floor. This has been monitored. We have hundreds of videos of the vehicles coming and going from that location and plunging into the sea and going down and coming from this base. This is extraordinarily important for everyone to understand. Very importantly, there is some percentage inside our national security state apparatus that knows this to be true.
So there you go with that. And the article continues. It says, it basically reiterates some of the things he was saying there. And when at the end of that clip, he said there are some inside our national security state apparatus that knows this to be true. And he goes on to say, and they are in fact engaged at the present time, attempting to shoot down these UFOs and taking captive the members who pilot those craft. It's an extraordinarily dangerous situation. So not only do we know where these creatures are hiding out, according to Sheehan, but what we're doing is we're trying to shoot them down, and we're trying to take them captive. I wonder how many we have captive right now. I wonder if we have any live aliens locked away somewhere. We're giving them the treatment. I'd like to know the answer to that question. I'm sure a lot of us would. Anyway, the article continues. It says the full talk was posted by the New Paradigm Institute on social media for Global Disclosure Day 2024 on Sunday. He went on to claim that the UFO phenomenon is real and that it wasn't someone mistaking it for a bird or some other kind of technology in the form of a secret government program. And shockingly, he said, they are transporting organic live beings from some other planet in our galaxy or from some other dimension. They are coming and going from our planet and have been for some time. Well, a lot of us already know this. But he's talking about 2 different places, high up in the mountains, and different places where people don't go, as well as underneath the ocean floor of the Pacific Ocean. That's very interesting, and there have been reports of this. There's been discussion about this. I mean, where else are they hiding out? They're here. It's not like, some people have the idea in their heads that people who believe that there's an extraterrestrial / non-human intelligent presence on Earth. They think that we think that they're coming and going here on a like they fly here and then hang out for a day and then fly back to their planet. I don't think that's what's going on. I think they're here. I think they came here. A lot of them came here at some point in the past, and they stayed here for some reason, which we don't know. No, we don't know what that reason is. I mean, we can speculate all we want, but we actually really do not know what that reason is. But I think it's interesting. Again, it's nice to see people like Danny Sheehan, who's a very smart guy, an attorney, that's someone who represents whistleblowers, talking like this and just stating the truth. I mean, obviously, he's talked to enough people where he knows this. He's seen enough evidence during his career that he knows that we're not alone, and it's nice to hear people like him with someone who has a background like Danny Sheehan talking about this. He's always entertaining to listen to, and he's very serious. He's a very serious person when he's talking about this. He's not joking around, and he wants to see disclosure happen. It's just like a lot of us. He's sick of it. He's sick of the cover-up, and he wants to see disclosure happen, just like all of us out here. We're all tired of it. Now, moving on, I want to talk about this. Actually, today on Reddit, there was a post that was put up. Yeah, it was actually earlier today, and the person who put it up, they deleted their account. Their account, but the post is still up there, and they're claiming that this is about UFOs and aliens, even though publicly she states otherwise. In fact, as I've talked about it quite a few times on this show, early this year, Granholm, during a hearing before a House committee, stated when asked that she didn't know anything. That the Department of Defense has indicated that there's no evidence whatsoever of UFOs or extraterrestrials in the United States of America. But according to this person, that's not true. That she's lying. And of course, if that's the case, then she was under oath in that hearing. Before, when you go to speak to Congress, you have to do so under oath. Now, we don't know. Here's the thing. Now, we got to take this with a grain of salt because we don't know if this is real or not. Is it someone who's just LARPing? Is it just some role player out there just playing a game, just making stuff up? Or is it a real person? I mean, this is similar to last year when that alleged molecular biologist went on Reddit and talked about how he was involved with alien autopsies. Now, there were a lot of people who really believed that whoever that person was legitimate because of how this person worded everything. Obviously, this person knows a lot about molecular biology, or he'll be able to write the way he wrote. But still can't. I personally cannot trust that 100%. I think it's very compelling, but I still don't know. However, on the other side of that, I do know someone who was a retired electronics engineer, and I've talked about this on the show, who believes that person is telling the truth. Most likely that person was a real person who actually did autopsies on aliens. But again, we just don't know. We don't know who the person is. But there is someone making a fiction who has an actual knowledge of how molecular biology, that's why it makes it so we just don't know. But anyway, that's how we take this here from Reddit. Anyway, we'll go through what we're talking about. It starts with, it's titled Inside the Department of Energy Whistleblowers Accountable, DOE and Jennifer Granholm's Role in UAP Series. And it says by an anonymous source within the Department of Energy. As an insider in DOE, as reported to congressional officials, I am stepping forward anonymously to further farther further notice to expose a disturbing trend that I believe threatens government checks and balances, transparency, and undermines the right of the American people to know the truth about unidentified aerial phenomena. So, I just want to point out right off the bat, the aerials, guys, one of these anonymous. No, at this point, it's not unidentified aerial phenomena. I couldn't do it anonymous. I don't know if that's just an honest mistake. Doesn't mean that this person is lying. No, just going down and taking into account. Anyway, over the past several months, I've witnessed firsthand a series of classified briefs and communications involving Department of Energy leadership, including Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm. These briefings were aimed at strategizing ways of obstructing the release of critical UAP-related information to Congress and other elected officials. This includes the illegal restriction of critical data from the Gang of Eight as it relates to UAP. They're supposed to be privy to this kind of stuff. Be able to see this kind of thing. Obviously, it's this person information that will help.
Membership means more with American Express Business Card. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media and U.S. purchases
it talks to this person, this alleged whistleblower from the Department of Energy talks about that. Department of Energy plays a critical but often underreported role in UAP investigations, given the department's oversight of nuclear facilities, energy systems, and highly classified research programs. Many UAP encounters, especially those near restricted nuclear sites, fall under Department of Energy jurisdiction. The data gathered in these encounters is often funneled from classified systems through complex interagency pipelines. It is still unknown to many working intelligence that these pipelines are illegally compromised by the Department of Energy, allowing Immaculate Constellation, which operates outside of normal channels, to have direct access to any and all sensor data as it is transmitted. This program, which is using a form of AI, then goes through all of this and quarantines any UAP data as it is transmitted before reaching others, working intelligence and Department of Defense, who have a Department of Energy clearance. And then this alleged whistleblower goes on to talk about Granholm's involvement in secret discussions. What I am revealing now is not speculation, but first-hand knowledge. Throughout 2023 and 2024, leadership under Secretary Granholm's direction engaged in private discussions that sought to circumvent congressional oversight. This has been documented and provided to congressional officials. The primary goal of these conversations was to keep explosive information about UAP encounters and Department of Energy's involvement locked behind a curtain of classification by abusing the powers granted from the Atomic Energy Act. Speaking of the Atomic Energy Act, I'm going to bring something up with regard to that later. That's one of the reasons why a lot of whistleblowers, I believe, do not talk too much about what they know in public or to Congress. I was privy to several internal memos that framed these meetings as, quote, necessary precautions, end quote, to avoid releasing information that could, quote, disrupt national security interests, end quote. In reality, the objective seemed to be twofold: protect sensitive Department of Energy research projects from exposure and ensure that the full scope of UAP data remains tightly controlled within a small circle of power. At this stage, this is currently all I can legally disclose. However, rest assured, this is being addressed within Congress, the Senate, the House. Also, the amount of honest people coming forward within intelligence, Department of Defense, DOE, etc., as well as citizens taking legal action, will be the final nail. And then it ends up with finally with this: why the public deserves the truth. The American people have a right to know whether their government is withholding information that could reshape our understanding of UAP and the world we live in. Keeping this data hidden not only undermines public trust, but also delays the scientific community's ability to study this phenomena openly. Now, of course, I just want to stop there for a second. That's something I talk about all the time. I think the most important reason for disclosure is so that the entire scientific community is aware of what the truth actually is. Because they've been in the dark for all these decades, they're not studying it and they're not taking it seriously for the most part. And we need our scientists taking this seriously and studying it. Anyway, continuing. These secretive efforts is a betrayal of the principles of accountability and transparency that the Department of Energy is supposed to uphold. While national security concerns are real, they must not be used as an excuse to withhold critical information from Congress and the public. This moment is pivotal as public pressure mounts and congressional investigations push closer to the truth. It is imperative that whistleblowers within agencies like the DOE come forward to reveal what they know. If we fail to act now, these secrets may remain buried for generations. I am releasing this information anonymously because I'm currently in active employment by the Department of Energy. I have reported to Congress, as well as having had access to the 27-page document regarding Immaculate Constellation. Granholm's influence within the Department of Energy runs deep, and the individuals involved in these efforts have proven they will go to great lengths to protect their interests. But I am not alone. There are others inside the Department of Energy who are deeply uncomfortable with the current course of action. I urge them to step forward through proper channels, as I have done, and speak out. Only through collective action can we hope to shine a light on these hidden operations and ensure that Congress and the American people receive the answers they deserve. This is a defining moment in our nation's history. Will we continue to live in the shadow of secrecy, or will we demand the truth no matter how unsettling it may be? The choice belongs to all of us. Now, it's interesting. Now, this person's intimating that he or she has been in contact with Congress and has been speaking out as a whistleblower. So maybe it's real. We just don't know yet. It will be interesting to see if this the person who penned this actually steps forward someday as a whistleblower publicly states, yeah, I was the one who put that there on the Reddit, UFO Reddit subreddit. Yeah, today is actually a Reddit-centric day, because a lot of the stuff we're getting from UFO Reddit, which, by the way, I don't really like too much. I'm not a big fan of UFO Reddit. I like the fact that there's a lot of good stuff that you find on there, a lot of good articles, but I don't like the comments on there. You don't know who you're talking, you don't know who you're dealing with. It seems to me when you